Groping. I mean, eventually you're going to get it if you just keep guessing.
And now watch what happened with the Klugmans. You've already seen that Van Praagh figured out the cause of their son's death, a drug overdose. But take a look at all the questions he asked to find out.
Was he killed?
No.
I also feel smoke all around, okay? Does that make sense at all? No? Was this an accident of some sort?
I don't think it was, no.
Was he shot at all, or the gun?
No.
No? Was there a substance in his body?
Yes.
You understand about that?
Yes.
That there was some kind of a substance in his body?
Yes.
Because he's telling me that he died with a substance in his body. Was there injection at all, do you know?
No.
Oh, was it pills or something?
Yes.
Pills?
Pills.
Like sleeping pills or some kind of pills?
All kinds of pills.
Okay.
This, to me, is no better than random guessing, which is just chance. If you're psychic, you're supposed to be able to do better than chance, but he's not psychic.
With all due respect, John, why couldn't you visualize their son and understand what happened to him and how he died?
Because it doesn't work in the physical world like we have things. It is so quick. It is so fast. It's very much like sitting down in the bottom of a pool and having a conversation. You can't hear it exactly right.
And after the reading, it was clear that the number of questions didn't bother the Klugmans at all.
Did you guys feel that your son was here tonight?
Absolutely.
No question in your mind?
No question in our minds.
The Klugmans say their son was there because they believe Van Praagh was right at other moments during the reading, like this one.
Has had some trouble with the leg, please?
Both of them.
Okay, but he's talking to me about legs, or leg. Yeah, I understand that. He said one leg is worse than the other one, or hurts worse than the other one. You understand?
The right leg, yeah.
But in Schirmer's view, the Klugmans are good examples of why Van Praagh is so successful. He taps into a profound desire to communicate with the dead.
People are very forgiving of the misses because he's dealing with a very sensitive area. That is loss, death, and grief. He is touching the core of the human psyche and the deepest fear that we all have.
There's a man talking to me.
Technique number 2, says Schirmer, keep it general. That way, it's bound to apply.
Is there someone that has their father's stamp collection, please?
For instance, Van Praagh does ask a lot of questions about keepsakes any of us might have.
And she's telling me that someone has pearls of hers. Pearls. Something about getting new earrings. And he's talking about the new earrings. Do you have a watch? The watch. The watch. The watch. Who has the watch? Was there a class photo you have of him or a school photo? Do you have a young picture of her? About pictures on a wall. Pictures, photographs on a wall.
Yes.
You understand about that?
Van Praagh argues that these details are evidence, proof from the spirits that they are present.
Michael Schirmer says that they're all generalities that could apply to anybody.
I have to question his credentials, his information regarding mediumship, the techniques of mediumship, the methods of mediumship. He hasn't done his homework, I don't think.
But Schirmer contends you don't have to be a medium to use technique number 3.
John, please.
Feedback.
Yes.
Cues from people that let Van Praagh know when he's on the right track.
My uncle was named John.
And I don't know what it means, but there's a single rose being shown here. And he's a wiseacre, he's a bit of a jokester, and he likes to play games in many ways.
She is perfect for him. That's just what a psychic needs, is somebody with a really expressive face that eyes light up and they cry, they laugh, they give him everything he needs.
But when Van Praagh doesn't get the feedback, Schirmer says, it's harder to make headway.
I think in some ways that your dad...
And so you could see with this woman, she wasn't nodding furiously, yes or no. She hardly gave any facial expressions, very poker-faced, unusually poker-faced for people that I've seen go to James.
That's why, argues Schirmer, Van Praagh didn't have many hits with Rena.
No.
In fact, Van Praagh himself says the reading with the 2020 group was difficult. He says it's because some of the people we picked lacked a strong emotional need to connect with their dead relatives.
I think that most of the 3 or even 4 walked into the room closed-minded, see? And that's why I think it was a setup.
It wasn't a setup, I promise you. They wanted to talk to their dead relatives.
When you have people that are blocked and skeptical, you're blocking the energy. You see, you're blocking communication.
But if you're able to talk to people who have died...
Oh, I do talk to people who have died.
Well, then, but why would it matter, then, if the person who they're connected to is in emotional need? If they want to speak to them.
Because the spirit world is not at our beck and call. Just like here, you call someone, sometimes they're busy on the phone. They're not always there for us.
And even when they might be there, identifying them isn't always easy. Take a look at what happened with Mary Jo. During the reading, Van Praagh seemed to know right away about her grandmother.
Okay? And I want to tell you, there's a lady sitting behind you, and it feels like a grandmother to me. And,
Shermer says this was just a logical guess, but Mary Jo told us this was no guess at all. She says Van Praagh asked her who she lost nearly an hour before.
Last night, Mary Jo wanted to contact her grandmother, and you didn't know who she wanted to contact. We took a break. After the break, you said, I have your grandmother.
Wrong. Wrong. If you look back at the tape, you'll see that I got her grandmother through in the very first one as I was sitting there. Yeah, look and see.
Well, we did look and see. This is what happened at 7:02 p.m. during a break.
Your mother pass over?
Pardon?
Your mother passed on?
Grandmother.
Someone's standing here, a lady.
Then, 54 minutes later...
And I want to tell you, there's a lady sitting behind you, and it feels like a grandmother to me. I don't cheat. You know, I don't have to prove. I don't cheat. I don't cheat. I mean, come on.
And he'll get no argument on that from those who believe in the healing power of James Van Praagh.
If the people who believe in this feel that this is a part of their mourning process, that they are getting over their grief by doing this, what's the harm?
I don't think this is part of the mourning process. I think they've been duped and fooled by a clever mentalist who's playing a game. And how is that good for anybody?
He's an individual who makes his life bringing people down, putting people down. I make my life healing and bringing people up, okay? He says, Mama, Mom, sleep in peace. I'm not a circus act. I'm not a sideshow. My work is very powerful. Thank you for your heart.
Thank you.
It's God's work.
Oh, Bill, everyone is talking about this. Look, I was skeptical. I still am. But I met James Van Praagh. He didn't expect to meet me. He knew that my father's name was Louis, he said, and he knew that my father had a glass eye. Now, people don't know that.
Well, you told me the story yesterday, and I would look and see what I could find out. Within a few minutes, I found out that your father's name was Louis.
My father was well known.
Very well known.
In show business.
All right, so that was in the public domain. This morning, I was looking at a book, and I found a passage that said he was blind in one eye, an accidental incident when he was a child, and he had a glass eye. I'm not saying James Van Praagh knew that when he met you, Barbara, but he could have found that out. If I found that out, he could have found that.
You know, I guess if you want to believe, you believe, huh?
Going in, if you want to believe, you're going to believe going out.
And he is likable, he is smart, and he's compassionate.
All those things.
What do you think?
I don't believe him. I think he's very skillful also.
And we all want to believe, don't we, really?
Wouldn't it be wonderful
It would
if
be.
we could be?
Fascinating, Bill.
Thanks.